So, each of us have been to a place where it's like you cannot, or you do not want to, or the challenges that are facing you, it's just too much. It's just too much. And you probably are like, I don't want to keep going. I got something for you. Today, I'm going to share with you the only reason why I keep going. So if this is your first time watching this broadcast, I'm Shabri, co-owner, co-founder of Gideon's Needle. We're an award-winning bespoke lifestyle brand located in North Jersey. I am also your certified transformational coach and the author of the best-selling book, I Am Thriving, a guided affirmation journal. So today I'm going to chat really quickly with you because I want to share the only reason why. Honey, the only reason why I keep going. Let's talk about it. So if you're live, share this out. And if you're watching on the replay, give me a hashtag replay love and share this out too, because I know somebody that you know don't want to keep going. What's up, Stevie? Thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy you're here. As y'all can see, this is a car scope, and I'm telling you the only reason why I keep going, okay? Because the last 3 months, June, July, August, has been hell, okay? It's been a challenge. It's been a challenge, but y'all, I am determined to show up and show out. My life has really changed over the last 3 months. I have transitioned and I am learning and discovering a whole new me. Okay? Girl, honey, August, all these months, June, July, August, right? Listen, challenging, but I'm learning a whole new me. I'm learning more about myself, things I didn't know before. And it's so important in your season of transition, in your season of challenge, to show up anyway. And even if you're only showing up for yourself, that's okay. Show up anyway. If you are watching this on the replay or you're watching it live, write in the comments, I am going to show up anyway. I am going to show up anyway. I am going to show up anyway. That is my affirmation today. I am going to show up anyway. I've learned over these last few months that life is not packaged the way you want it to be packaged. I knew that before. I knew that before. Yes, Stevie, I like that. Those who show up, go up. Yes, come on through with that. Yes, I knew that before, but I'm truly learning it in this season. It's so important to show up anyway. Like Stevie says, those who show up, go up. Okay? Those who show up, go up. Hey, Dr. Tammy. Those who show up, go up. And I'm truly learning that. Dr. Tammy and whoever else is just hopping on, today we are talking about showing up anyway. This is the only reason why I keep going. I'm going to share with you the only reason why I keep going. The last few months has been hell. Stevie says, this is why I always say visibility and credibility equals cash. You got to be visible. You have to be visible because the truth of the matter is, Dr. Tammy has had her challenges. Stevie had her challenges. Kim had her challenges. Teresa had her challenges. Nina had her challenges. Trifania had her challenges. Shabri had her challenges. And if all of us, except for one person, crawls in a hole, we wouldn't know how to help you. We wouldn't know how to help you. We wouldn't know how to be support for you. You got to show up anyway. Y'all, I'm in the car. Got lots going on. I'm on vacay mode, but I'm showing up anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna make this as short and sweet as possible. When I was younger, I had me a little boyfriend. And girl or guy, apparently he didn't want to be my boyfriend no more. Can y'all believe that? He didn't want to be my boyfriend no more. And I was like, what? Y'all, I was so saddened by the fact that he didn't want to be my boyfriend no more. I crawled in a hole. I stopped showing up. Something was wrong with him, Dr. Tammy. He didn't know about all this good stuff right here. Okay? So, I crawled in a hole. I stopped showing up. And I was like, young, this is like puppy love, y'all. I stopped showing up. I was so saddened and broken. And he had the nerve, y'all, to even bring the young lady around one time. A place where we both would be. Oh, after that, y'all, I just completely lost I lost it all. I was so saddened. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm not going back anymore. Y'all, I cried. I cried and I stopped showing up. I stopped doing the things that I wanted to do. I crawled in a hole. Crawled in a hole. Can I tell y'all something? Let me tell y'all the truth. First of all, him and that little girl didn't even last. That's number one. Number two, long after I realized I ain't even want him anyway. I was like, oh, dodge that bullet. Thank you, Lord. What's up, Tave? It's so good to see you on here, girl. I'm talking about the reason why I show up anyway. And I'm just sharing a story about this little boyfriend I had way back in the day that broke up with me, and I crawled in a hole, come to realize that the little girl that he was with, that ain't last, and then realize I dodged a bullet with him too. Like, I didn't want that anyway, right? But I crawled in a hole, and I remember this, and this was I use this as my own marker, because even from a young age, society grooms us to be ashamed of our story. It's the truth. Society grooms us to be ashamed of our story. Do not be ashamed of your journey and your story. That's the reason why I'm sharing this with you. Society grooms you to feel like, oh man, I can't share this, or if I don't show up perfectly, people are going to look at me different. If I don't have it all together, what am I going to do if somebody realizes that, I'm struggling with my anxiety, or I'm struggling with this fear of this thing? Honey, show up anyway. Show up anyway. Ain't none of us perfect. And it's important to utilize community support. Going in a hole ain't going to get you any further. Yes. Now, there are times where you need to step back, take a break, and focus on some things. I get that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those of us who quit our dreams because things didn't work out perfectly. Those of us who struggle with a thing and we are ashamed to show up because we are afraid that we are not perfect in the eyes of everyone looking at us. I'm talking about those of us who are like, oh man, my plan didn't work the way I wanted it to work, so I am not going to keep going. I'm talking about those of us who feel like, man, I wanted to do this, but then this thing came in and then I ended up having to do this, and how am I going to explain it? No explanation needed. Those of us who are afraid to show up because It's not idealistic. Those are the people I'm talking to. If you came across this broadcast, I'm talking to you. Show up anyway. I'm going to tell you the only reason why I keep going. I'm going to tell you why. It's important to show up anyway. Show up anyway. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to talk about something else that piggybacks off of this. Because the way you feel today is not going to be the way you feel next week. We're going to talk about that. Like, your feelings change. Can I tell y'all, the heart is deceitful. The way you feel in your little heart, that little heart right there, your heart is deceitful. Girl, show up anyway. Show up anyway. Do not go hiding. Because let me tell you something. It's funny. I was talking to my sister and I was like, girl, okay. So y'all know my hair is super duper long, right? And I was telling her that I saw this quote one time that says, people with locks are committed. And she was like, what does that mean? And I'm like, girl, yeah, I'm committed to a thing. Hey, I'm committed to a thing. You can trust me, I'm committed. And she was like, shut up. What does that even mean? And we got to talking about being a committed person. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want locks. It takes to, I can't switch it up as much as I need to. And I'm like, girl, I don't even need to switch it up. I just got hair on my head and that's all I care about. I don't care about the weave. I don't care about the bundles. I don't care about the wigs and all that jazz. That's too much for me. I am consistent. And I do not care about what it looks like as long as it looks decent. And we're just talking about being a committed person. And I was thinking about this. We often commit to other people. Can you commit to yourself? Can you show up for you? That is a question. That is a question. It's so important to be able to show up and commit to you. Can you show up anyway? Can you show up anyway? So I'm going to share Bree's top 3. If you're with me, give me a hashtag Bree's top 3. Let me know that you're with me and you want to know. You want to know how I show up anyway. I'm also going to tell you why I show up. Hey, girl. I'm going to be your sis and tap on your shoulder and say, hey, sis. What's up? What you doing? Where you been? Like, we need you here. So that means I'm going to have to be in your inbox too. Yeah, we need you here. Show up anyway. I mean, there's such a, society just, it fuels off of this guilt and shame from imperfection. Y'all don't need to be perfect. Y'all don't need to be perfect. Show up anyway. I want somebody to show me how, what it's like to be a parent when your kids act up. This is what you can do, sis, when your kids act up. This is what you do when you're having problems in your marriage. This is what you do when you have a disagreement with your girlfriend. This is what you do when there is, family drama or some kind of thing like that. Don't nobody want to talk about anything. Nobody's telling the truth about stuff. And so this is why we find that there's such a shift in our moral fabric or the moral fabric of society because everything is a taboo. Can y'all show up and show us anyway? I'm just saying, somebody else needs to know what it's like to start a business and not have $1 in their bank account. Somebody else needs to know, girl, my child cut up too, but this is what I did. Or, girl, my husband got on my last nerves and this is how we got through it because we almost didn't. Or, girl, my auntie did this, or and let me tell you, we really have to call a family whatever, so we can get through this. Girl, My mom died. I didn't think I was going to be able to make it, but this is how I dealt with my grief. Show up anyway. Show up anyway. So. What do you do? What do you do to show up anyway? What do you do to show up anyway? I'm going to share with you Bree's top 3. It look like I have some good people that are ready to hear. What do? You need structure. You need structure. I have my own blueprints of how I would like my life to be with God's help and his direction. Okay, him and I, we talked about it and I wrote it out. This is what I want my life to look like. Now, I can't put all the details in there, but I'm talking about like real big picture, real big picture. Him and I, we talked it out. So I have a blueprint. I have a blueprint to where I see myself in 50 years. That seems like it's so far away, but can I tell y'all, June, July, and August went like this. I blinked and it was like, woo, it went. If you do not have a structure for your life or a design or a vision, that's going to be a problem. Can somebody put a life blueprint in these comments for me? Because I want the people coming back on the replay to understand what I'm saying. You got to have a blueprint. You got to know what you want your life to look like. So you're going to show up anyway, right? Because you have a design. You have a future that you're looking at. And although in 2019 X thing happened, you got to keep going because you're looking for something in 2029. You know what I'm saying? And that's impacted by what you're doing today in 2019. So you got to show up anyway because you have a blueprint. You have something that you're working towards. That's number one. Make sure you see the future ahead. You cannot see the future if you haven't thought about it. You cannot see the future if you haven't recorded it. Those are the things that's going to motivate you when life sucks sometimes. When you feel like, I don't even want to keep going. It's the future ahead. You've got to have something that you're looking at in the future. Okay? The second thing, and in fact, I have so you got to have a blueprint, right? Have something that you're looking at in the future. And the second thing that you need to do is make sure that you hold yourself accountable with time. So what does that mean? If you have, you always have to have time frames for everything. Put a time frame on your goal. Make sure that there's an accountability check. So you know, like how you got to pay this bill at the end of the month and, you know, a thing matures over time. You got to check in with yourself. Put time frame to things. So guess what? If you have a bad couple of days, you have to speed up next week if you slow down this week because you have a time limit, you have a time frame, you have a goal that you have to meet by a certain time. If there's no structure as far as time accountability, anything goes. You'll mess around and realize, oop, the summer went by like that and you got nothing done because you had no time frame. The third thing that you need that can help you through this and making sure that you show up anyway is accountability. You got to have somebody in your corner. There has to be someone that you can be truthful and transparent with and say, this is what I'm working towards, and girl or guy, this is what's going on. Accountability is going to push you to the top. Accountability is going to say, hey, you said you were going to do this. I didn't see you do it. What's up? And sometimes it could just be that one little question that reminds you to keep going. It's going to remind you to show up anyway. So important to have someone that you can be accountable to. Each of us have to be accountable to somebody. If you don't have somebody to be accountable to, send me a message. Send me a message. So important. Find someone that you can be accountable to. Find somebody, woo, 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 because they're going to help you show up when you don't feel like it. All right. So the first thing, what's the first thing that you need to make sure that's going to help you through this? Make sure you have a life blueprint. Number 2 is make sure you put time frame on it. And number 3 is accountability. Those things are going to be the things that keep you going when you don't want to. And that leads me to why. Why am I doing this? Why am I showing up even though I don't want to? Y'all know the Bible. Y'all know, have y'all heard of the Bible? Y'all heard of the Bible, right? And y'all know there's chapters and all that stuff and books in the Bible. So I look at my life as a story. And I look at each day as a page in that book. Okay? There are different chapters. You're so funny, Stevie. There are different chapters in my Bible. This is my Bible. So I'm writing my Bible for y'all. And I'm leaving the legacy behind me for my children, my great-grandchildren, and all that stuff. This is my story. The only reason why I show up is because of my story, the legacy that I'll be leaving behind me. What are you doing? Why are you here? I'm only showing up for the legacy that I'm leaving behind. So in my Bible, you'll find good days, bad days. You'll find highs and lows, ups and downs, ebbs and flows. You'll find all kinds of things in my Bible. Guaranteed, I'm leaving a legacy of strength. I'm leaving a legacy of perseverance. I'm leaving a legacy of endurance. I'm leaving a legacy of hope. I'm leaving a legacy of peace. Amen. We on assignments. I'm certainly on assignment. Okay? I am a vessel. And that is the reason why I'm showing up. I am a vessel. And this is my story. And nowhere will you ever find in my story that she quits. No. No. Nowhere will it ever be written that Bree quit. No, ma'am. No, sir. Nope. Nowhere, not in my story. Not in my story. The only way I'm quitting, the only thing I'm quitting is the things that's no longer in alignment with my destiny. Okay? Nowhere in my story will it say that she quit. No. This is my story. I'm writing it. And that's the only reason why I'm showing up. Because I get to leave a legacy for y'all. I get to leave a legacy. So when my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, they said, ooh, great-grandma Bree was popping. She was all the way lit, y'all. Okay, great-grandma Bree, she kept going. She had this illness, or, I'm not claiming illness, but y'all know what I'm saying. She was sick, and then she still got up. She did this, and she persevered. She was out in her community. She was changing lives. She was supporting. She was motivating. Great-grandma Bree kept going. Great-grandma Bree kept going. What is your story? I want to know the only reason why you show up. I want to know, why are you here? Drop a comment if you're watching live or on the replay. I want to know, why are you here? I told y'all why I'm here. This is my story. And I'm going to show up anyway. I am going to show up anyway. I encourage you to show up as well. Life will not always be perfect, but this is your story. What are they saying about you when you leave? Because nowhere in my story will it say that great-grandma Bree quit. No, ma'am. They're going to be like, ooh, great-grandma Bree, she was popping. Great-grandma Bree did not play. Okay? Great-grandma Bree was the business. Okay? Great-grandma Bree showed up even though she didn't want to. She had this challenge, but this is how she overcame. Great-grandma Bree left us this. Okay? Just like great-grandma Bree, the great-grandma Bree, we gonna do this. And my grandkids, great-great-grandkids, they're gonna be like, oh, we have to continue this legacy because way back, great-grandma Bree did this. I'm showing up because this is my story. I encourage you to do the same. When you're feeling sick, when you're down, when life just isn't going the way you want it to go, show up anyway. I'm going to continue the conversation and talk about things that you can do, because the truth is it's not going to be perfect. And as opposed to hiding, what can we do? As opposed to quitting, what can we do? As opposed to giving up, what can we do? I'm going to give you the tools this week. We're really going to be talking about the real stuff because, listen, we're getting into the last quarter of 2019. I don't know about y'all, but my 2019 went like this right here. I blinked and it was gone. So we are going to talk about some stuff. Showing up anyway, what can you do? How can you begin to write your story the way you want it to look? I'm showing up anyway because this is my story. I encourage y'all to do the same. So listen, I'm going to head out, but share this out with someone. Tag somebody. Let them know that they need to hear this story today. That's my challenge for each of you. Tag a friend. Let them know that they need to hear this story. And also, I want to know, why are you showing up anyway? All right, y'all. I'm out. Remember, you have everything that you need. Take what you have and make it what you want. I'll see y'all tomorrow between the hours of 8 and 9 a.m. Eastern. Thank you, Stevie. Thank you for being here live. Thank you for interacting. I appreciate y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.